Are you exhausted from cramming kids, gear, and groceries into a so-called family SUV that feels like it was built for single commuters? Meet the 2025 Chevrolet Traverse High Country AWD, Chevy's largest, boldest, and most tech-loaded three-row crossover yet. In this comprehensive review, we're diving into everything that matters: interior space, daily practicality, driving performance, and whether that new Turbo 4 engine is a genuine upgrade or a cleverly disguised compromise. If your life revolves around school drop-offs, weekend tournaments, family vacations, and the endless chaos of parenting, you'll want to know if this all-new Traverse lives up to its price and its promise. Bigger, bolder, and built for chaos. When it comes to parenting, no vehicle is ever truly too big. Babies alone come with enough equipment to outfit a small apartment. Strollers, playpens, diaper bags, car seats, and the occasional backup car seat for grandma's house. And if you're lucky enough to have more than one kid, or your kid has friends, or you've suddenly become the designated carpool driver for an entire soccer team, you get it. You need room. Lots of it. That's clearly the thinking behind the redesign of the 2025 Chevrolet Traverse. Already one of the largest three-row crossovers in the segment, Chevy stretched it even further, longer, wider, and taller, until the Traverse began brushing shoulders with full-size SUVs like the Tahoe. In fact, the new Traverse is now so big and spacious it nearly matches the Tahoe's cavernous cabin, but costs nearly $18,000 less. No, it's not a Tahoe, but it's close. A new engine, progress or pitfall? Chevy didn't just stretch the body, they swapped out the powertrain too. The dependable V6 has been retired in favor of a new turbocharged 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine. On paper, it's a win. 328 horsepower and 326 lb-ft of torque, both more than the outgoing V6. And fuel economy gets a slight bump from 20 to 21 mpg combined. But real-world driving tells a different story. In testing, the Traverse High Country hit 0 to 60 mph in 7.6 seconds. That's nearly a full second slower than the previous generation V6 model. The Turbo 4 struggles to build boost quickly, especially off the line, making city driving and highway merging a louder, slower experience than you'd hope. Push the throttle hard, and the engine grumbles and groans like a teenager asked to take out the trash. The 8-speed automatic does a decent job smoothing things out, but Chevy's decision to make AWD a manual selection, you have to push a button to engage it, is an odd oversight in an era where almost everything else is automated. Thankfully, it remembers your setting after each startup. Designed around the family circus. Once you slide inside, the Traverse High Country makes its case with technology and thoughtful family-focused touches. Up front, there's a massive 17.7-inch infotainment display perched high and angled toward the driver. It looks like a TV, and it's just as sharp and responsive. Google Maps is built in, and you can download apps like Spotify and Waze directly to the system. Best of all, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are still supported. GM may be phasing them out in EVs, but Traverse owners aren't affected. The interface is clean, fast, and intuitive, and there are still physical knobs and buttons for climate and volume, thankfully avoiding the frustrating all-touchscreen trend. Also included is a 10-speaker Bose audio system, enhanced by active noise cancellation that cuts engine drone during cruising. Parents will especially appreciate the available Super Cruise, GM's hands-free driver assistance system, which covers more than 600,000 miles of U.S. roads and gives you the freedom to hand over the wheel, at least some of the time. Comfort. In every row, almost. Comfort is a mixed bag. The Traverse High Country checks nearly every equipment box: heated and ventilated front seats, a heated power steering wheel, heated second-row captain's chairs, and a third row that folds at the push of a button. Even the steering wheel is power adjustable. But while the feature list impresses, materials fall short of the High Country name. There's a lot of black plastic, faux carbon fiber accents that feel out of place, and seat cushioning that's too flat for true long-haul comfort. Opting for the lighter interior color helps brighten things, but don't expect luxury SUV vibes. Where the Traverse absolutely shines is space and functionality. The second-row captain's chairs offer a commanding view and enough headroom for adults over 6 feet tall. USB-C ports, a 120-watt outlet, and climate controls keep kids connected and cool. Even better, Chevy's smart one-touch tilt and slide feature lets you access the third row even with a child seat installed in the second row. And once you're back there, the Traverse feels genuinely adult-friendly. High seating position, decent legroom, and a comfortable layout. Even if the third row lacks child seat anchors and has rock-hard armrests. Cargo capacity is another high point. With all seats in use, you still get 22.9 cubic feet of storage, nearly as much as the Tahoe. Drop the second and third rows, and you've got 97.6 cubic feet of space, besting most competitors. Only the Toyota Grand Highlander comes close. Surprisingly, capable on the road. Despite its size, the Traverse handles surprisingly well. The steering is light but precise. The brakes are firm, and body roll is nicely managed for such a large vehicle. The ride is also smoother than expected, even on 22-inch wheels with low-profile tires. Would it ride better with smaller wheels? Probably, but Chevy clearly went for style, and the ride doesn't suffer too much for it. Is this a canyon carver? Of course not. But for everyday commuting, school runs, and highway travel, the Traverse is a solid, composed performer. And in high country trim, it offers just enough tech and comfort to make parenting life feel a little less hectic. The verdict: worth it for the space alone. Starting at $42,195, and with our loaded high country AWD tester priced at $58,290, the 2025 Traverse isn't a budget option, but it's also not overpriced for what you get. The combination of massive interior volume, kid-friendly features, user-friendly tech, and legit third-row comfort makes it one of the most practical, large crossovers on the market. Sure, the new engine is a step backward in sound and speed, and some of the interior materials don't live up to the top trim price. But if your top priorities are space, ease of use, and family-first design, the Traverse more than delivers. Is bigger really better? Yes, for families. In the end, the Traverse High Country may not be the fastest, quietest, or most luxurious SUV out there, but it nails the fundamentals that matter most to busy families. If you're hauling kids, pets, gear, and your own sanity from point A to point B, this three-row crossover deserves a hard look. Got questions about how the Traverse compares to the Tahoe or other large SUVs? Drop them in the comments. We love talking about vehicles that actually make parenting easier. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next in-depth review of the best family rides on the road.